You're listening to the GPR podcast, where two old guys, talk about new games, movies, most things geeky, and generally be old in front of your eyes. Not cool. Now, here's Topher and Crazy Chris, being all old.
What is up? This is GPR right here on geekpublicradio.com. How is everybody doing? I am doing great. With me, as always, is Crazy Chris. What is happening?
What is good, geek family? I'm gonna find out who did the voiceover for that. You can be old, bro. I'm not old. I refuse. I've nope. Not doing it. I was doing a lot better till I heard that intro. Now I'm salty.
You
bad
act like
start,
you
bro. Bad start to the new year. Bad start.
You act like you didn't hear it, last week.
I didn't. I wasn't paying any attention. I'm not gonna lie.
And you act like I didn't send it to you and say, "Hey, what do you think?"
You know how much stuff you send me on a weekly basis that I look at and immediately I'm like, oh, that's cool, and then I completely forget it. I'm pretty sure you still have me in the graphic creation thing that we were doing. We're still doing, but I've logged into that I think twice, and I've had it for like 3 months, and that's not your fault. It's just I have ADD and I am terrible at remembering things. And the second that I do, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this, and it's 4:00 in the morning, and I need to go to bed.
Well, that happens. I mean,
hopefully everybody out there in TV land is doing great. And there you go. There's your old guy reference. So it's been good, bud. You can see, by the way, everybody, we're still in isolation.
Yeah, that's kind of my fault.
Well, it's you. It's a combo me too. Some of the house is still quarantined, so responsible thing to do is to make sure that everybody stays safe.
So I have I put it in the description of this video. I said that straight up, I have a medical procedure on Monday. They said quarantine for a week, nobody in, nobody out, before you come down here and do this. So
yep. I was gonna come to the studio, and then you and I talked about it, and I was like, no, probably bad idea. Probably a bad idea. There you go. Everybody got a good shot of my beard finally. So there you go. My glorious man beard.
I do have to say one thing, and because doing the separate thing, we've been using StreamYard. I kind of got everything laid out finally the way that it makes it look a little bit more interesting, cuts off all of the extra stuff, and makes us two talking heads. But I wish it had a dark theme, because I am being lit up. Literally, that's StreamYard.
Oh yeah. You're just the extra. Your pale Casper complexion, shadowing the beautiful. It's a great contrast. It's a great contrast because the shadow of your face is just like this pitch shadow, and you kind of have that whole Joker vibe going on, where you're like uber pale, and I kind of just want to dance with the devil right now. Because
I tried to dull it down or whatever, but I don't know. I can't tell now because the screen is duller. And
it's fine, bro.
I miss live.
I know. We're still doing we'll get it. We'll get it figured out. Everything will be fine. But, you'll forget how to do everything on the other software we were using. It'll be great.
This is our first one for the year. This is what we're kicking off with.
Great start. Great start.
Same as it ever was. No, but
it's because I'm involved. To be honest.
But no, we got everything moving. We got everything grooving. We have a lot of stuff coming on. We got a lot of other ancillary things moving
Cooking
as well.
Brewing.
Yeah, so I mean it's going to be a busy year
for sure. We have a list of conventions that we have to. This is a cool thing, though. I don't begrudge this at all. I'm not mad at this. We get to pick which conventions we're going to, And that's an awesome problem to have. Like super awesome problem to have. Like which ones do you show up at? So
it won't be Gen Con this year as of right now because they're requiring vaccinations.
Oh, well, I mean, are they give? Oh, they're not giving medical exemption, so I guess there's that. So
right, so if they gave medical exemptions, then we wouldn't have a problem because
right.
I'm medically unable. But I'm medically unable to do so. Hence, why I'm stuck here waiting on all of that other fun stuff.
Yeah, while you're on isolation, but and to be fair about Gen Con, we like Gen Con. We have fun. It's a great gaming convention. We get to buy some cool stuff.
We get to do a live show normally.
Right.
That's what kills us is normally we are a live show. We do shows at every convention we go to. We try to do a show, and
or something like it.
Oh yeah. And it just sucks that we're literally an hour away from Gen Con.
Yeah. And we're gonna be hard pressed. Now I'm still of the mindset we should just sit outside. Just sit outside in a tent. Like right off the main drag by the food trucks, which is where the best part of Gen Con is anyway.
I know last year I made it the first day for the film award. And then like the rest of the weekend I was at home sending you things like, hey, grab this for me, grab this for me, grab this for me.
Ended up becoming an interesting weekend.
But like all of the guys, the GPR guys who were stuck at home, who was literally on a StreamYard
bombarded with requests, and
we just loaded onto a StreamYard and said, here, take your video walkthrough. We'll go. We'll say, hey, right there.
Yeah, ended up being quite ridiculous. It was my son's. The way it fell, it was my son's birthday present, and so it ended up being a lot of things that were stacked on it. So I didn't get to celebrate with him as much as I wanted to because I was playing fetch, and it didn't really dawn on me how much of that I would be doing. So I planned poorly, and then ended up being, but I have to make it. I'm making it up to him. We're doing something special at the end of February, so he doesn't know yet, and he won't watch the show, so he'll never know.
Well, I mean, that's what we were saying. Like, just give us one day, just a couple hours, one day.
Yeah,
where we could go through and see the stuff, and boom.
But Gen Con gaming that's less our bag, right? I mean, we're geeks, but as far as Geek Public Radio is concerned, like having a booth or stuff like that, that doesn't make a lot of sense for us because we're more of a merch booth. We're pop conventions, things like that. So a gaming convention is less in our wheelhouse.
Well, I mean, it's less in our wheelhouse for setting up and doing the thing, but it's more in our wheelhouse for being an entire thing, for recording for a show. That's what I'm bemoaning.
Yeah, and like
we don't have
articles and doing interviews and getting good stuff like that, which I can still do.
Coming up new,
we got our press badges. I can still do that. That's nothing terrible.
So,
but
that's just the fun stuff. It's like,
I know, right? And it's
I finally get back to where I know I can hit Indianapolis now.
Right. Oh, hang on.
Those that don't know, I have had issues traveling because of some of the medical stuff, and I wasn't even able to make it the hour to travel. So
there we go.
But now I can travel the hour at least,
which is awesome.
And I did it all in one jump on the way home from Indy the other day,
which is great, and I'm very happy that's now the thing instead of potentially being a permanent thing. So
right, those who are wondering, I could make it 5 to 10 minutes in a vehicle. That was it.
Yeah, and then he would swell up like a balloon, and if you rolled him the right way or you swatted at him too hard, he would pop, and it was bad. We were picking up crisp pieces. We were picking up Topher pieces all over the place. It was awful. It took us forever to put him back together. But now here he is, our beautiful scientific creation. We have molded him. We have made him better. And because of that experience, now we are all better people. And so for that, we thank you.
We have the technology.
We can rebuild him. Props to anybody in the comment section that knows what that's from. And it's because we're old. Bunch of jerks.
All right, so what are we looking forward to this year?
The S22 Ultra. I need a new phone.
What's funny is you need a new phone, and you're literally the same as I got.
Yeah, I think you got the 21. I got
it. I got this the day before 21s came out.
Oh,
they didn't say anything about them. I got this. It was, it's whatever, and then like the next day there was nothing available for it because they had moved to the 21s and completely took all of that stuff out of the store.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on this time. I'm like, I'm not doing it. It's not happening again. I'm getting.
But I picked up the FE instead of just the 20.
Right, which not a bad phone, but I'm very much looking forward to the new S22. I know we're kind of nerding out over a phone, but it is.
Well, no, that's what's kind of funny. It is geeking out about a phone, but we know so many people who have issues. Like Don from Rutledge Productions has been posting pictures about his 3-year-old Samsung Note is now turning green.
Yeah, well,
yeah, he just chimed in on the Facebook thing saying he's looking for a new phone soon. So the S21s,
they're gone.
They're gone already?
They're gone. Yep. You can get an S21 Plus and S21 Ultra. Ask me how I know.
Have they done the 22s yet? I mean,
No, they haven't even announced them yet, and they're probably not going to announce them until like
right after Don buys.
Right after Don buys a new phone. February 9th, they're supposed to announce the new S22 series and get the release date. So we'll see how that works. I'm not holding my breath on a quick release for the 22 Ultra, but as soon as it comes out, I'm getting a new phone, and then I'll make sure to show it off to everybody.
I'm waiting to pay this one off so it can go to the next person on my plan so I can get a new one.
That's the way you do it, man.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, we're gonna keep moving you down the line.
Yep. I mean, there's nothing wrong with my phone. So once I get rid of this one, I can give it to one of my kids, or I can give it to a needy person, which is not my kids. My kids are not needy. They act needy, but they're not actually needy. I'm actually surprised that one of them hasn't burst through the door asking me for stuff. I get pretty lucky at the house sometimes when I tell them I'm streaming. They're like, "Oh yeah, Dad, it's cool. Yeah, we're not going to bother you." And then I hear them screaming downstairs. I don't know if it ever. I've listened to the pod and I've never heard it come through. But one of these times it's going to happen. They're going to be murdering each other, and I'm going to be like, "Hold on, I got to go take care of my children," and I'm going to have to leave the podcast. It's going to be great. It happens at least once a night while I'm playing online. At least once a night.
So that's when you go. You're like, "Oh well, look, it's roboting again." Drop
right.
out.
Like, it's robot time. I'll be back.
Like, that's odd. He left his camera on.
Right. Here's Jassel. Sorry. She's gonna murder me. She's literally like 15 feet away. She's gonna murder me. But I'm very much looking forward to like I said, the S22 Ultra. I'm very excited for that phone. It's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to convention season. That's coming up very, very soon. I am looking forward to the production of our movie.
That's coming up very, very soon.
Be more specific. It's your movie. This whole thing is your brainchild, so I'm not gonna take any credit for that. I call it our because I'll be in it. So
I'm looking forward to our book release.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that as well. I finally tracked down a location where I can do some writing in peace and quiet. So that way I can finally finish this stinking story that I've been working on for 3 months that I should have had done already. Writer's block's a bitch, man.
I know, but when it kicks, because I live in writer's block, but when it kicks off, then I write in like 9 stories.
Yep.
And then I sit and wait on everybody else to get done because
I've already had, and the worst part about it is the story
up all of the stories already.
Yeah, the story that I'm writing, I know what direction I want to go with it, and it's filling in all the blanks and having the outline. I've got all that done, and then I'm like, and I keep getting in my own head, and every single time I do it, it shuts down, and then I think of like 15 other stories, and I'm about to just write one of the other ones and be like, here we go, that's what I'm doing. I'm changing the story. I'll put this one on the shelf and I'll finish it when I finish it, because I've got 3 others in my head that I gotta put on paper at some point.
Well, the funny thing is I'll be doing something and I'll be writing and doing whatever, which, after the surgery, I'm going to take my laptop and re-edit my last story in the thing.
Oh, you're walking down dangerous territory.
And I mean, it gives me something to do
Right.
while I'm sitting there post surgery. But I was looking at stuff and it was like Adam Savage was on doing one of his one-day builds or whatever on while I was doing all of the other stuff and clicking all the buttons to get ready for today. And I saw some of the stuff that he was working on and immediately thought of another story for another another thing, and immediately knew what props I wanted, immediately knew what the layouts were. And then I was like, oh, how am I gonna pitch this one where, futuristic, society with the police all decked out with like the cybernetic helmets and
Very Judge Dredd of you.
Yeah, well, I mean, well, in the sense that they have the helmets, but I was looking more on like Wish, where the the Wish motorcycle helmets that are all like they look like snake eyes.
I know which ones you're talking about, dude. That's why I'm laughing, because I know precisely which ones you're referring to.
Yeah, that I was like, okay, well, I'll put that helmet on them. I'll put this, plate carrier on them.
Okay.
With Molly gear, straps over top of that where they can have their mag pouches and this, that, and the other, and black BDUs, and do the knee pad, black knee pads and elbow pads and all of the other stuff to make it, all futuristic warrior with, the leather finger gloves and all that. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's my police.
Riot Squad.
Yeah, kind of
Riot Squad all the time.
But it's just like I was looking at that going, I don't know, and I literally spent like 4 hours like lining out just the military look of everything.
Yeah.
And went down that rabbit hole all because I was watching Adam Savage do
the one-day build.
Yeah, I think it was a one-day build. It was the Colonial Space Marine, the alien Colonial Marine.
Yeah,
he did that whole outfit that literally spun. I was like, oh no, it would be cool, but you're like, you do the sealed helmet to where it looks like you're an environmental suit type thing. Then you could have Starship Troopers, like you can just drop them from orbit.
There you go. Orbital insertion police. Now there's a pitch. But like, there's a crime being committed at blah 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 location, right? And it's literally just coordinates, and the police officer just loads into a little tube, right? And it just shoots him right down to the location. Takes him less than 1 minute to respond.
Giant crater.
Orbital insertion, like any superhero poses, of course, right? He has to superhero. Boosh. He's like, I heard that there was a noise complaint.
Like, I don't know. It's like I always think when you think of orbital insertion, I think Halo, but that's not what they were.
I think of orbital insertion, I always go back to that space video that I desperately want to make, because there's never, like, the Rule 43 or whatever it's called. If you could think of it, that there's a for it, there's corn for it. There's no zero gravity. It doesn't exist. I've looked. I've scoured the internet for it. So if we can ever find out a way to get a hold of Elon Musk and launch a rocket up into space, bud, we're going to make a lot of money. I mean, the money. And I'm putting it out there to the world at this point. This idea is copyrighted by Crazy Chris. And if you do this and you do not credit me, I don't even care if you pay me. I want credit. I want my name attached to it forever. I maybe want my name attached to it.
You'll
Maybe.
get old and have this thing like, well, I have my name attached to this thing, and
I just want to do
at
the
least I'm
voiceover
not. At
narration.
least I'm not playing Van Helsing in this one.
Shots fired.
Well, no, the
Some
only
of
reason
y'all out there won't understand that reference, but I swear to God,
one
shots
guy
are
will,
just
and he's watching.
fired.
That's why I said it.
We would like to thank our sponsor, Rutledge Productions, for everything that they do for us. Don't cancel us, bro. Oh man. So speaking of other things that I'm looking forward to in 2021, besides possible or 2022, besides being possibly shot up into space to film the world's first zero gravity adult film, is I'm actually looking forward to my good friend Lady Dutch finally getting the surgery on her ears to remove all of that buildup that she has in there. It's got a name, bitchitis. That keeps her from being able to hear things properly. I'm really looking forward to her being able to get that cleaned out. So
Hey, but while you're talking about
there you go. Shots fired. Dutch. Shots fired.
So while we're talking about that, he came back with like,
Don's growling at us. Lady Dutch just unfollowed. Like it's.
But no. So along that line of 72, I need to know how to find you.
Oh, you can't because you're on Xbox.
No, I'm on PC, and it is cross server.
Oh, it is. That's right. I thought of the yeah. I will shoot you the information afterwards.
Okay.
But if anybody wants to track me down on PS4 and say hi, I am Mr. _ Iceman _ 4884. Easy enough. There you go.
Mr. Homoerotic volleyball scene _
Yeah, homoerotic volleyball scene. Absolutely greatest movie ever created. Yeah. No, believe it or not,
Did they come out? Did they ever come out with the second one or with the? I know that they've been advertising it, or they had advertised it. Did
well,
it
you talking
ever
about
came out?
the Top Gun movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, after Burner, after Thruster. I don't know. They made it more homoerotic when they called it After Thrust. Or after
Well, I know that they like redid the scene like with the new people, like the volleyball scene and
yeah. Oh yeah, and it's worse. I didn't think it could get worse than Val Kilmer and Tom Cruise with no shirts on, staring at each other with sunglasses. But yeah, it did. It got worse. But no, Iceman is it's a play for Chuck Liddell. Chuck the Iceman Liddell was one of my favorite MMA fighters. Maurice Smith, Chuck Liddell, Frank Shamrock, or Ken Shamrock. I grew up on watching those guys, so they were some of my favorite fighters. So that's actually kind of what it's from. But I did always like the Iceman character from Top Gun, so it was just kind of like a no-brainer for me. And then the Mr. part was just somebody else took Iceman, because of course they did. So I was like, well, then I'm Mr. Iceman. But of course somebody took that too, so it had to be Mr. _ Iceman.
Well, I mean, now if you had that for say like I finally got you, since you can play it on your laptop now, to play Halo Infinite, and we're playing off of each other, you can run around as Iceman, I'll run around as Rampage. We'll see how that works out.
Oh my god. That'd be pretty phenomenal. Our friends over at Night Art Productions are going to be creating a new movie. I'm not giving any details away, but I will be involved with that project as well. So I'm very excited for that. So new stuff coming down the pipeline. I'm very excited to be working outside. And Don, don't take this wrong, buddy. I love you to death, but it was really cool to actually land a role that was not a product of my association, but rather
Was it from something you're like, oh hey, put me in this?
Right. Now technically
this would be your second role though.
Yeah, so technically the role I got from Kylie, that counts.
Yeah.
I earned that on the
I think
on
after
the panel.
I think after we'll have enough for your reel.
Yes, finally.
After their stuff and our shoot, you'll end with Kylie's stuff. Putting it all together, we'd actually get your reel together and get your web page. As soon as you can get over here,
to do photos
yes.
where I don't look like a haggard, ridiculous bum. That landed me a great role though. One of the greatest movies ever created. An award-winning film. I was an actor in an award-winning film.
I can't say you weren't.
I know. And I happen to be really good friends with, if not best friends, I dare say, with the creator of an award. It is a cool thing to brag about. I was actually telling somebody about that today. So.
Was looking at trying to move away because I've never, and I know you yell at me for not talking about what I've done, but moving away from me because that's uncomfortable.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour, archaeologist, amazing human being, film creator, author, critic, movie reviewer, podcaster, and actor. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna throw that in there too. You have been in films.
Yeah.
You even had a cool salute in one of them. Topher Chambers, everybody.
I've played more dead bodies in my movies than I have.
That's actually true. Else's. That's actually true. And your wife has too.
Yes. Yeah. What? The funny part about that is everybody looks at me like when my wife calls, because the call image when she pops up is a shot from when she was in the movie, one of the movies, dead against the wall with a bullet hole in her forehead. That's the picture that pops up when she calls.
That's from The Tube. So if anybody wants to watch that, great film by Rutledge Productions called The Tube. Topher was involved with that one. I did script work, and I was also there when Jeff lost his when Jeff permanently lost his bad eye. No, Jeff's other eye.
Oh, she felt so bad. Bleach water into the eye while being restrained.
And that was, I think that was the worst of it for him, is that whole scene. He was tied to the chair, so he couldn't move, and so he's sitting there shaking like, I can't get this out of my eye.
But
kudos to him for staying calm and actually explaining it to us, because we thought he was playing.
Yeah, it was like, no, whatever. He was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
We love you. We love you.
Save with the knife to cut him out of the duct tape that we had used, the half a roll on each arm.
Yeah, that was an interesting shoot. That was fun though, man. Like and that's the thing is like that one of these days we'll have to do like a behind the scenes, not necessarily interview, but like a behind the scenes book at some of the crazy crap that we saw, and I know you've seen more. So like that's the funniness of it. Like, to make a movie is a lot harder than people think it is. Like,
and there's a lot more downtime depending on what you're doing and what your job is.
Yeah.
On Rowboat, I was prop master and firearm safety guy and a couple other things all rolled up into one. And half of that movie takes place as we're literally on a pontoon filming this guy in a rowboat. Right. So
were you on a pontoon?
Well, it was Southern Indiana, so you know. But so we're doing this, and it's in the middle of March, so or beginning of March, so it's like cold outside. He's in a rowboat and t-shirt and all that stuff, and we docked, and the crew, one of the guys found an arrowhead on the beach and immediately brought it to me. I identified it, told him what it was made out of, the whole 9 yards. Right. And that kicked off, I think, screwed the director and the AD, because now all of the cast and crew are on this beach combing through it looking for any arrowheads and bringing me everything. Like, well, what is this? It's a leverite.
What is this? A rock. It's a freaking rock. Why did you bring me a rock?
My two favorite responses, or their favorite responses, was I said it was a leverite stone, and they were like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Leave it right there," or an Indian sex stone. And they're like, "What's an Indian sex stone?" I was like, "It's a fucking rock." So literally, like, almost an entire day lost just because we were on this little beach and like
and
not
that's
even worried about the thing. Like,
and that's what I'm saying.
just
Is like
freaked out.
some of the things that we come up with and do, like pranking people and stuff like that. Like it's fun and it's really cool when it's down to earth and it's not. And that's why I want to keep working with independent films because it's way more down to earth.
Well,
The
there's
people are
there's
a lot more chill.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's not millions of dollars on the line
Right.
or whatever. I mean, you'll get into stuff that's a bigger budget,
I
but
know. And I know how to act on those films. It's just I don't know. Strapping me in a role is one thing. Pigeonholing me into something is something else, and it's still tolerable. But on top of all that, walking around with a stick up your ass, I, I, yeah, I'm easy to work with. I'm easy to get along with. I always have been. I always will be. I don't begrudge anybody nothing, but I promise you, I will talk so much crap about you when I get off that set. No, I'm not that bad, but yeah, it's just Hollywood's a strange place, man.
What's the funny things that you see is what people get away with when they're known people versus uh, what the smaller people can't get away with.
Yeah.
Being on sets down in Louisiana was fun. You heard all of these stories about people not, oh, the extras and some of the crew don't get the Federal and this, that, and the other, and like this, yeah. Dude, we had like full buffet style meals. We got, we ate with the crew, we ate with the stuff.
Yep.
I
I've never been on a set for Rutledge Productions in which we did not get fed and we did not get taken care of. 100% every single time. And that's awesome to me. And it's not even a matter of pay. I do it because I like to do it. I like making movies with you guys. I like being in the movies. They're fun. I have a good time. And I don't know, it's like a weird sense of family at the same time. Like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, I hate to use that type of word. We're a family because anytime you hear that from a production company, it's like, nope, stay away. That's some Manson shit. You don't want nothing to do with it. Just get away. That is some stuff that'll get you shot on a desert set in Arizona. Like you don't want nothing to do with it. Just you don't. I said what I said. I said what I said. I didn't blame anybody. I didn't drop any names, but everybody out there knows exactly what I'm talking about. It is what it is. Not going to go into those details, but that's some family. Nope. Stay away. Oh, we're a family. Nope. No. No, we're not. You're my job. No.
No, but I mean, we have a great time when we do stuff,
We do. And it is fun. And it is very family-esque.
Yeah, we do focus on time. We do focus on getting stuff done. We try to get whatever, but we're not.
See, YouTube heard me talking, and now everybody's roboting.
Oh yeah. But we do have fun. But we need to move on to the next stuff that we were going to. Yeah.
Next topic.
30 minutes of us talking about movies. I mean,
but it's awesome. But you are correct. So cool new stuff in 2022. Obviously, we're gonna have some. The comic book is coming down the pipeline. We are almost completely finished with book one. We got the secondary. I think it's the final sketches, isn't it?
No, well, it's the sketches leading up to, because it's coming in 3 deliveries of 10 pages. So those were the sketches for the second.
Okay.
I think I sent you the previs mock-up for the entire comic book up to what we got. So like we have regular stuff until our first 12 pages, and then we have just sketches out the rest of it. It's looking great. It's looking amazing. So
I'm looking forward to it. Seeing as much as I have seen already, and you've played the dialogue pretty close to the chest, which I like. Because I want to be surprised too. I can't wait to see the finished product. I want to be surprised. So the fact that you've left some of the dialogue like it's blank to me. So I'm looking at these pictures and I get to just appreciate the art for what it is, and it's so gorgeous, man. I can't.
Well,
I
I mean,
can't
that's
stress enough to people how cool this is. I'm not making a dime from these comics, like nothing. I'm making nothing, and they're so amazing, and I'm so excited for them. Like I really am, because
speaking of which,
they're
we're
cool.
down to our last 5 hours, I think, or something.
It's getting there. Indiegogo is about to close for it, so late donor might come in. It's not as
We got
much.
6 hours left. So
yeah.
if you go to Indiegogo and type in the black book, or go to igg.me/the black book, check it out.
Yeah,
We have 6 hours left.
Go check it out. Go donate, man. Every dollar helps. Like, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but honest to God, every single dollar or a couple of dollars goes a tremendously long way. It really does. 1,000 people that have watched our videos, 2,000 people that have watched our videos. If you guys, if all 2,000 people donated $1, we'd be a quarter of the way, or a third of the way financed for all the books, not just the first book, all of them. The first book would be not necessarily finished, because obviously you have to work on it, but the finance would be done for the first book and most of the second. So it doesn't take a lot. And I'm not begrudging anybody their money. I get it. It launched during Christmas, so it's a little, people are a little funny with their money.
Well, yeah. That was what it was, so we were looking at like what times to maybe do another one once the book is this book is done and we've sent out everything that we've got. Yeah. This book is going to be finished. It's already paid for. It's already done. The money that we raised through the Indiegogo is helping us with the shipping for getting the materials and
all the distribution. And finalization and all that stuff. So a lot goes into it, a lot more than I thought. And I know a lot more than you thought when you first started it.
Well, I knew what was going into it. It was just trying to get it all arranged. Because like you talk about, like, you're looking and not seeing any of the thing. The dialogue is the last thing to go on the page.
Right. No, I meant like you haven't even sent me the full script for it. Like you because I know you've got it scripted out.
Yeah.
Exactly how you want it to go, but you haven't sent me any.
I thought I sent that to you because I sent one to Don. Don gave me the okay, and then we send out the scripts. So
now I'm gonna be really disappointed if I go back through my email and I find this script that I've been sitting here going, "Yay, he's keeping a secret from me! Yay!" Like, I like surprises. So you know what? I'm not even gonna look. I don't even care if you sent it. I'm not looking. How about that?
All right.
I like surprises. Plus, I don't want to be wrong, so I'm not gonna. I'm definitely not gonna reinforce that idea. Speaking of being wrong, Valheim took home several Game of the Year awards.
Yep.
And I think that I very much appreciate Valheim. I do not think it should have won. I honestly feel like New World, for being what it is, and really helping to dethrone some of the mega behemoths out there as far as MMOs are concerned. In my opinion, that's pretty huge.
Right, but what it's saying though is because you got New World, you got people who are
don't understand. Iron Gate Studios knocked it out of the park, and honestly, maybe you could flip one or two. But in my opinion, I think it's wrong. I think it's just incorrect, and that's not how I would have sorted it in my top 5. That's just me.
No, I put it in my number 1.
Oh, I know you did. Yeah, we talked about it, and I mean, you were dead on. You agreed with a lot of the critics. I'm a contrarian, so.
Speaking of which, before we get off here, I wanted to, or after the show, I wanted to give you the walkthrough of my base thing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The Hearth and Home.
100% for sure. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that. You should just do it on Twitch.
I thought about it.
Yeah. Because I mean, I'm not the only person that wants to see it, I'm sure. And
Right.
just keeping that going on Twitch would be pretty cool.
I literally just went through, got everything done, and then deconstructed my stone thing so I can actually make the stone cutters building. Because I have a workshop, I have a forge, I have a warehouse, a kitchen.
You built it all up, man. Like I started that big mega structure that I was trying to build, and then I stopped playing. And I don't think I've picked it up in 2 or 3 months. No, I played a little bit when Hearth and Home dropped, and I haven't played it since.
Yeah, I've done nothing but like, because that's my relaxing is to not actually play the game.
It just builds stuff.
But to go out, I decimated an entire forest. I decimated like all of like an entire areas like this has no rocks in it whatsoever no more.
I was
No
gonna say, yeah,
borders.
when you carve a mountain to the floor, talk to me.
No, I have,
When you
I have
carve it
one.
to flat land, like that's the best. That's the best.
I went up so far on a previous server. I got so far with that server and I was like, I kind of want to go do something different. So I started another server and just found one place, and it literally is, you know, all the other servers I'm doing the quest stuff, you know, like beating the monsters and doing all that stuff. And
Right.
actually, like here, I'm just literally building stuff. Like, and you know, I took a mountaintop, flattened it level all the way across, and made what I called Winterfell at the very top of this mountain. Like in the cold, wolves are, you know, I actually tamed a few of the wolves that were up around that area.
Which was a Hearth and Home update, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. So it was, I got done with that and I was like, yeah, all right. I feel like I've done enough on this server. I have like 15 different locations, including an entire city.
Time for me to go hit the dusty trail after I burnt down this whole forest.
So what do? I go to a new planet and strip it of all this.
Strip mine it. Strip mine the whole thing. Right. That's what I did. I used to do that stupid crap in Minecraft. So I had one of these days I need to get in there and show it. Like I had a minecart ride through this underneath the under whatever of Minecraft, like under this mountain, and it was under several mountains, and it was so vast that when you took this minecart ride from my castle, by the way, it was underneath, it was in the dungeon area, you could actually get the minecart, you'd go down. It was so vast that when you got to the end, you could climb out of it, and it was all mined, and it was like a huge area. So like for introspection, like your character is like this big, and the area would be like this big. Like, and it was just all full strip mined squares, right? And when you got done, you'd climb out, and it would take you a solid 5 or 6 minutes to get back to the castle, because that's how far I mined underneath there. It was unreal.
See, that's what I've been using Valheim for is a Viking Age Minecraft.
I mean, not an accurate description. Not an accurate.
Literally, that's all I've been doing is I've been looking up all of these cool and watching videos on like all of these cool structures that people built and like Viking looking houses and all of this stuff. And I was like,
I want to figure out how to get a long ship and a house like on the wall. I want to figure it out. I'm sure there's a way to do it.
You can't put a long ship in your inventory.
No. So you'd have to build the long ship, let the water in, raise the long ship up, put boards under it, which is very difficult to do because you can't craft while you're in the water.
Right.
So you'd have to put the boards under it to hold it in place, and then literally drain the water back out.
Which I'm trying to figure out how to drain water out.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. There's got to be a way. I know one of you smart casters out there, one of you guys is going to figure out how to do it and be like, these guys don't know how to do this.
I know you when you walk into my great hall, like there's a lock's head at the very end of it.
Yep.
And you walk underneath the serpent trophy. Which is, you know, into the great hall.
Yeah, the serpent's fun to me. I used to be terrified of that thing, and I know it gave you so much hell when we first started playing Valheim. But
I had to.
No,
You can only swim for so long when it destroys the boat out from underneath you.
yeah, and then the mosquito stinging. Yeah, it's terrible. Death mosquitoes.
I go mine nose now for arrows.
Yeah, the needle arrows. Fallout is obviously releasing some new content in February, but I don't really give a crap because Tiny Tina. And by the way, yeah, you were 100% correct. It's an entirely full game. I incorrectly labeled it a DLC, and I'm ashamed of myself for not recognizing the brilliance that is Tiny Tina's adventure, not Adventure in Wonderland, Tiny Tina's Descent into Wonderland or whatever it's called. Wonderland Adventures or something like that. I'm stoked. I'm stoked. You get 2 new characters, you get magic. It's so fun. Okay, I've not even played it, and I'm like, yes. We're gonna get big enough. That's our whole goal. Everybody thinks that we're trying to make money. No, nope. I just want early access to these games. That's all I want.
That's what anybody out there would like to, send us copies.
Yeah,
we're here. We will
review it, and we will honestly review it, and we will not have paid for reviews. There are some less than scrupulous individuals. That means they lack scruples, for anybody who was wondering. That do paid reviews, and I don't think that's fair. If I review something, I give it an honest review. If it sucks, I'll tell you it sucks. If it's a beta, I won't necessarily tell you it sucks. I will tell you how to improve it. I think that's fair. If you leave a game in beta for 9 years, you're just trying to make money. Ask me all about the beta version of the wrestling mobile game I used to play.
I was thinking PUBG when it came. It was early access for everything.
Oh, it's early access. It stayed early access. Like, can't call it early access when it's been out for like 3 years.
It's one of those you're like, really?
I heard that there's going to be there's supposed to be another Other Side game potentially. That has been a weird rumor mill that's been circulating. So if that's the case, then I'm very much looking forward to that and seeing that project. But you know how the internet is,
right?
Rumors always abound. There's been a new Firefly announcement that's not real, but people are getting up in arms.
Yeah, but it's not even April 1st because that's always the go-to when it's like, oh, did you hear that they're getting a new release and yada yada yada.
Well, this one is big. The Disney leaks are usually pretty accurate, and apparently Disney's talking about doing a prequel to Firefly.
So we're talking about the war,
right? Or the other rumor was a sequel, and I'm not sure which one to believe. The prequel seems to have more steam and information. I don't know. I'm not getting my hopes up. It's a Disney creation. I'm sure they'll find a way to piss off the fan base of every other beloved franchise they've ever touched.
Right. The one thing
until the ninth installment of that franchise, and then they'll finally get it right, and everyone will be like, Disney's the greatest, overlooking every other abomination they created on their path to money. Sorry.
With that though, it's everybody's talking about I don't know how much it is the people that made it, the cast that made it what it was versus the thing, because honestly I think that's where Ghostbusters was at. Like they tried to do their thing. They separated from the 2016, separated from the thing, was like an alternate world and wasn't connected.
I finally figured this out. I finally figured this out.
And I think it's the guys. The guys made it.
Well, obviously, and you had Ivan Reitman involved with the original Ghostbusters, which is hilarious. And then Harold Ramis was also involved, and Dan Aykroyd did some of the writing for that. So,
well, it was Aykroyd's and Reitman's that Aykroyd wrote the original. Reitman
directed it. Right. Sorry. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is like you had Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd that were doing the writing, which they're hilarious. But I think what 16 tried to do, and I think it's the best description I can ever give for 16. And part of the reason I didn't like it is the 1980s version of Ghostbusters, I think it was 84, I believe it was 84. The 1984 version of Ghostbusters was an SNL skit that never made it onto SNL. And it became this hilarious running gag. And this is back when all those actors, like back when SNL was really super funny. And they were edgy and they made jokes and they didn't placate people. So I hate SNL now, but that's just me. But 2016 is literally a bad SNL skit.
Well, that's it, because it basically was, when you watch it was like almost beat for beat the original.
Yep.
But in a separate thing with different people.
Yeah.
And I think that literally it was the chemistry that you had with the original people. That's why when everybody teared up, because that's the people that you see on the screen is, oh well, yeah, we're looking at family down the road and this, that, and the other, and how the last 20 years, 30 years have treated everybody.
Right.
But when they showed up on screen, it made sense.
And it did, and it actually made a lot of sense. And I think that was something that I loved about it. But
it didn't, like
obviously
said,
that's
it
not
didn't
16,
feel
that's the news version. So
right,
for those of you who haven't seen Afterlife, we're not gonna no spoilers for people, because it's been out for a minute, but people are still trickling in to watch it.
You
we'll
can buy it right now on Amazon for $19.99.
Yeah, I know, I saw that. Yeah, it's already out. So although that's been kind of the norm for the last couple of years now.
Yeah.
So it'll be out in theaters for like a month, and then it's right to digital.
Well, you can get it. You can buy it on digital, or you can wait a month and actually buy the discs and stuff.
Yep. And then I still haven't seen the new Spider-Man. That's supposed to happen soon. When I get out of isolation. when I can safely go back into the public, the real public again. But yeah, we're getting pretty close here. So make sure you guys check out our sponsors. So we want to make sure we'd be remiss if we didn't mention our sponsors. As always, you can check us out on geekpublicradio.com. Make sure if you guys have enjoyed this video, enjoyed our antics from two old guys talking about ridiculous nonsense, pop culture, and geeky things, make sure that you smash the likey button. Smash the likey button. All right. And then ring-a-ling ding the belly button.
Ring that
bell.
I'm
gonna start calling it that, by the way. I'm gonna start calling it the belly button. Start hitting the belly button. Hit the belly button. ring it a belly button. Anyways, so and then obviously check out our socials. Obviously, you see the at Free Geek Radio down there at Twitter. You got the Geek Public Radio. That's where we're at on YouTube. For those of you who might be watching on other platforms like Twitch. So yeah, make sure you guys check us out there. That's where you can find the best information for us. And then of course, consider becoming a member on geekpublicradio.com, where you get access to some of our backstage conversations, some of the stuff that he and I talk about off the air. And then of course, will have new content for you guys. We have a whole live streaming library of movies that you guys can watch. We've assembled them all for you, so you guys can check those out, of course. And then just visit geekpublicradio.com, where you can actually check out some of the reviews that we have on games like Valheim, movies like Ghostbusters Afterlife. And pretty much see exactly how we felt about that particular movie. So always check that out, geekpublicradio.com. Rutledge Productions, I've already mentioned them as well. Responsible for the Black Book movie, the award-winning Black Book movie. It is actually a fantastic romp, a horror anthology like nothing else you are going to watch. And remember, you're not supposed to read the book, so make sure you check out the movie. And you can do that at blackbookmovie.com. You'll find the Black Book movie. You'll find the book itself. You'll also find my wonderful and beautiful voice on Audible narrating that book for your listening pleasure. Then when you're done with that, immediately go over to the blackbookcomic.com, where you can check out all the latest updates and progress on the latest creation from Rutledge Productions and GP Studios and GP Comics, where we are expanding the mythos of the Black Book for you guys, taking it into a completely new direction and opening up a new and exciting chapter. So you guys make sure to check that out at theblackbookcomic.com. And of course, consider donating to our Indiegogo. There's still 6 hours left, guys. Every little bit helps. We'd really appreciate that. Thank you so very much. And as well, of course, daysandnightsbooks.com. You guys are gamers. We're gamers. So it just makes sense that we're going to support a local business, daysandnightsbooks.com. The address is down below. You can find all of your dice needs, your tower needs, your gaming accessories, miniatures, books, no movies. That's theblackbook.com. But you can find awesome books, anything from Shadowrun type style books, all the way up into Star Wars. Oh, wait, no, we didn't get any Star Wars, did we?
Oh, we have access.
We have access. Okay, cool. You get your Star Wars books, and of course D&D, Pathfinder, BattleTech, stuff like that. You guys can find all of that stuff on daysandnightsbooks.com. Make sure you check them out. And as an added little bonus, you guys will get a 10% off of your purchase if you become a member of geekpublicradio.com. You'll be given your discount code, so you can not only support us right here on Geek Public Radio by going to geekpublicradio.com and become a member. You also, as a bonus, get that 10% bonus coupon, or you get that 10% discount coupon that you can use on Days and Nights books on your purchase. So definitely check that out. And we are getting super close to launching our brand new branding company called Bearded Branding. We are super excited to be involved with several artists, musicians, graphic designers, all of these different types of people who will be assisting us, and we are launching their brand. So I have to be careful how I phrase specific words because I hate to be redundant, but we are helping them to build their brand, and we do that at beardedbranding.com, where you can find answers to questions like, hey, how do I grow my social media accounts? What images would best represent the type of image that I am trying to portray? That is all the questions that we can answer for you at beardedbranding.com, whether you be a musician, whether you are a Twitch streamer, any of those things, and everything in between, we can help you with that. So production companies, like the guys down at Night Art Productions, we're going to be talking to several local bands to make sure that we are able to help them launch into 2022 the right way. And the best way to do that is to have a kick-ass brand, and that is what we offer at beardedbranding.com. So check us out and help support your local businesses. That is what we are. We are businessmen, and at the same time, we are geeks, and we want to do everything possible to help build and promote the geek culture. And by watching these videos, by smashing that like button, by ring-a-ling-a-dinging that belly button, you guys are helping us out, and you're helping to grow our audience, and you're helping to promote the geeky message that we want to spread. Geeks are people too. We're people too. We're people too. But we are very excited for Bearded Branding. So for everybody that stopped by tonight, thank you guys very much. Entropy Radio, Jim Jam, Yak, all of you guys out there. Jags, of course. You guys have been so amazing. Jamitha, Jemima, Jimothy, you have been fantastic. Hopefully you and your family are recovering. I know you guys have been going through some things, and it super sucks, but very happy to see you guys starting to come out of the woods for that. But all of you guys that have been so instrumental for that, Crichton, Boyer, everybody, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate your support very much, more than you know. And for the over 1,000 subscribers that we now have, thank you guys for helping us reach that milestone before 2022 began. Next goal, we are just climbing up the ladder. Jassel will be having some Criminal Fix podcasts coming for you guys in a relatively soonish amount of time, as soon as we're able to not isolate anymore. We're gonna be having some more of those coming for you guys too. So we are doing nothing but growth right here at geekpublicradio.com, and we're so very excited for every single one of you to be a part of that. And if you really did like it, man, we'd really appreciate if you guys would share it along. Just help us spread the madness and the message that Geek Public Radio is where you want to go for the greatest and best gaming and geek related news, pop culture references, and two old guys literally banging their heads against the brick wall trying to understand the youth of today who think Fortnite deserved Game of the Year. When you can plausibly explain that to me, I will retire.
The Rock, apparently. That's it.
I don't care. he can get his Rudy Poo candy ass on stream with us and explain to me why he thinks that deserves Game of the Year.
And the next episode of the Paranormal Podcast, the Paranormal Theory Podcast.
There you go.
With me, where I am constructing paranormal theory and bringing it actually into what you would think about for what science should be. That will be out next week. So right now I'm running every 2 weeks, putting out
the first episode was amazing, and I'm very excited for the second episode. And it's cool that you're doing it. I don't have to be involved in it in any way, and it makes me happy.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to get that out. I will be post surgery. I don't know how many days I'm going to be in, but
listen, if we got to set up a camera in the hospital, we will. Or not the camera. If we got to set up the audio in the hospital, that's what we'll do. And all you're going to hear is like beeping machines, and it's just going to make it more creepy.
Well, I got the new travel mic, so the new travel mic, so it's
going to be great. Very much looking forward to it. So, but yeah, thank you guys out there. I appreciate it. I'm gonna let you do your sign off, bro.
All right, we will see you guys next time right here on Geek Public Radio. This has been Topher. That is Chris.
I am Crazy Chris. I am Crazy Chris.
We will see you guys all later.
Peace.
You've been listening to the GPR podcast, where two old guys talk about old. Talk about new games, movies, most things geeky, and try not to poop in their diapers while they're talking. Thanks for listening to the show. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on Twitter at Free Geek Radio, on Facebook and Instagram at Geek Public Radio, and the website geekpublicradio.com. We'll see you next time.